Hello and welcome to a Build-A-Bear bonus stream. That's right, it's time to play some Hearthstone. I'm going to throw the bear cave, the link of the site, the emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes and let me know that you're here. You can also just say hi. You don't have to include emotes if you don't feel like it. This is my weekly bonus stream here on a Wednesday night where I play a game or do something else. I'll say it right now for folks that are watching or you watching later on YouTube or watching live now. Next Wednesday, I'm doing another Pat Bear's Anime Club live stream. I'm going to be doing my, hey, this is what I think about all the shows. The ones I talk about every stream, the ones I don't talk about because I'm kind of just watching on my own. I'm going to go through the ones I drop, the ones I keep meaning to start up again and just haven't. I'll talk about all those on a weekly basis, or next Wednesday live, and then it'll be the next episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club that goes up that following Monday. Because the timing just worked out, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do for my next episode, and I was like, oh, I can talk about that. Hey, Aristophan is here. I'm waiting for a few more folks to join us now. Often, our hangout streams here on a Wednesday where I play Hearthstone are kind of a little lower attended. I know some people don't like the Twitch Sing streams. Some people don't like the Hearthstone streams. Some people are like, when are you going to do Pokemon again? You know, and I get that. But I like doing the bonus thing. I like being able to hang out with y'all when I'm not building, and I am not in a position where I can build 4 times a week. I wish that I could. If I could build every night of the week, I would do it. But I'm just not. Kits are expensive, and I can't. So I like to do something, a little different. Like I said, next week we'll have that. Today, playing some Hearthstone. That is the plan. But yeah, like I said, we'll see if a few more folks want to join us before we get into the deck portion. We are going to do a little deck building. We're going to do a modification of my Evolve deck. Now, originally my Evolve deck it's a Shaman Wild deck where I just put in any Evolve card I could think of, and it needs tweaking. There's a 4-drop in there that shouldn't be in there. I'm going to take a 4-drop out, and I'm going to put in a defensive tool because it needs a defensive tool. Because right now it doesn't do what I need it to do. So we're gonna fix that. So that's kind of like where we're at right now. And yeah, we're gonna hang out. I think it'll be a good night. I hope you're all doing well here on a Wednesday. Just getting a message here that I'm responding to. And actually, you're going to be able to help me figure out what defensive spell should go in. I have an idea of what's good and what works with the deck. So we'll kind of converse about that. Like I said, I have my idea of this is what should go into this deck to make it a better deck. But to stick with the theme, maybe we should do this other spell. So we'll converse about that as we get into it. But let me get this set up here. Okay. I think I got that there. I got that there. We are ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and retweet my own tweet. I like to do that there. Let the people know this is a thing that's happening. Let's see, I got a retweet there. Thank you very much out there to Grant. Retweeting my tweet, letting the people know what's up. So let's just get into it. Whatever. Also, hey folks watching this later on YouTube, hello. Go into the game feed. It's the game feed. Oh, we got to get rid of that because we will have information from our deck tracker showing up right here. So we got to get rid of that. Okay. So, first let's look at our deck. We got 2 decks we're going to be playing tonight primarily. We've got an Evolve deck and we've got a Druid deck that is you know what? Actually, let's look at the other one because we have to do some deck building there. So let me just talk about Grand Spite. So Grand Spite is a deck built around 2 cards, which you shouldn't do. You should not build a deck around 1 or 2 cards. You should build it around several cards, or a theme, or a style, or a meta list that someone else put together. But this deck does 2 things. It wants you to play Spiteful Summoner, which reveals a spell from your deck. Summon a random minion with that same cost. Or you want to play Grand Archivist. At the end of your turn, cast a spell from your deck. Target chosen randomly. So, when you are playing a Spiteful Summoner deck, that you want to play you want to have high cost spells in your deck and only a few spells, so you want to pull those. Normally, if it's wild, it's a wild deck, you would do Survival of the Fittest, which is a great 10 drop. You give +4/+4 to all minions in your hand, deck, and battlefield. So all minions. That's awesome. Now, also, a 10 drop that people really like to play in decks with Spiteful Summoner, because that way you get for 10 mana, is, right over here, Ultimate Infestation, which is deal 5, draw 5, gain 5, summon a 5/5 ghoul. But Ultimate Infestation is not good with Grand Archivist, because sometimes you don't want to play. You don't want to draw 5 cards. And often, you deal yourself 5 damage, or you deal the Grand Archivist 5 damage. So you can't have that in a Grand Archivist deck, really. So what do we replace it with? Well, we replace it with Gift of the Wild. Give your minions +2/+2 and taunt. So at the very least, if you only have Grand Archivist on the field, you turn a 4/7 into a 6/9, nice, with taunt. When you play a Grand Archivist, it plays the spell in your deck, so that's a bummer. Spiteful Summoner does not play the card, it just reveals it, so it does let your opponent know a spell card in your deck. 8 drops are pretty great, 10 drops are pretty great. It is random what you get for each of them, or for Summoner. And there are other cards here. We've got Hearthstone Wild, which is just good for either making a new beast on the board. Perhaps you want to have, in a bunch of beasts here. You want to double that up. You want to have another Mana Saber to cheat out even more, or to make your beast ++1 in your deck. That's good. We've got some low-cost beasts that work with that. We've got a great beast, Bad Luck Albatross, which is just going to ruin your opponent's deck. And we have Sphere. Sphere is very important to this deck type because it is at the start of your turn, you look at your top card, you can put it to the bottom, and lose 1 durability. So this is awesome. It means that if you were going to draw one of your only 4 spells, you only have 4 spells. If you're going to draw one of those 4 spells, instead you put it at your bottom of your deck. So which will, even longer till you get it again. That rules. The downside being you can't swing with your hero power because it will count as a durability loss. So, it might be worth the risk. Also, having Broomstick is great for the swing turns, especially if you're pulling out, on turn 7, if you play Summoner, and then not only Summoner have Rush, but whenever you summoned the random minion also has Rush. That could be really great, because you could get a Tyrannitus, which is a 12/12 that can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. That's pretty great. Let's see, is there any other things I want to say about that? This deck doesn't work great. It's not a great deck, but it's a very fun deck. I can say, it doesn't happen that often, but if you can play Bran, if you have Bran on the board when you play Spiteful Summoner, that rules. If you have Bran with your Asperiant, you can get 2 empty mana crystals, so when it dies, you don't go back, you just lose 1. That's really nice. Most of the time, unfortunately, it doesn't really help a lot. Card draw, this is our only card draw mechanic, but it's also good to pull. I like this deck. Do I love this deck? No, but I like it a lot. Let's talk about the other deck that we will be playing tonight, Evolve. Our Evolve Shaman deck. This deck was kind of a joke. I put together everything that says Evolve or helps with Evolve. Your classic stuff. So, we have the best 1-drop to put in there, because you can get another 1/2. That's the best 1-drop that's in your hand. But then we also have Desert Hare and Doppelgangster and Chain Gang. Cards that make copies. Chain Gang is great also because you get taunts, 2/3 taunts. Very helpful. Um, Corridor Creeper, that's a 7-drop, but it's going to be less. That's awesome. Playing Corridor Creeper even for 3 or 4, especially if you can immediately mutate it or Unstable Evolution it, those are great. Of course, Evolve. We have the new card, Bog Spine Knuckles, which is after your hero attacks, you transform your minions into random ones, cost 1 more. That's a great turn to play that. That is just a fantastic card. Not a great card, but an okay card because it's 3 for 3/3. Stats are good enough for Bogstroke Clacker, where you're going to evolve stuff if you can play it into a board. Transfer Student's a new card. It has different effects. Sometimes those are evolve effects. Sometimes those are add cards to your hand. It's a decent enough 2-drop to throw in there. Here is the card. Explosive Evolution, also great. Explosive Evolution is also good because you can target your opponent, and so you can buff a taunt into something else. Or if you're playing against somebody that is really like doing magnetic effects, you can get rid of that magnetic effect, also ruin their win condition of being able to resummon that magnetic cards, or get rid of, occasionally this is very good against Paladin. Just be like, okay, you have a better card, but you lost all your buffs on there. Master of Evolution's an okay card, 4/5 for 4, decent enough stats. Transformer friendly minion that can work good. Turn 6, you can do it to one of your totem. Not the worst. Here's a card that doesn't belong in this deck. It's a 4-cost, 3/5. After this minion attacks a hero, transform into random 6-cost. So it does jump 2, which is good, but you have to go face with it. So you have to not only be able to play it and not get it removed, it has to go face. This is not a good card to be in this deck. This card is going out of the deck, and we're replacing it with one of 2 cards. Now, the smart play would be to play Lightning Storm. You deal 2 to 3 damage to all enemy minions. Because this, outside of Bog Spine Knuckles, this card has no way to remove things from the board, but its job isn't to make things on the board. Its job is to fight things, and to after you have already evolved your deck and your opponent is unhappy with your sudden swing turn. We have Devolve, which is also great for getting through taunts and changing up the board and messing with people who are doing hand buffs, or who are building through magnets and that kind of thing. So we're not going to play Lightning Storm, although that is the best card for a defensive tool to throw in there. We are throwing in... We have to... Literally, I'm going to spend, because I only have one of these, so we are going to spend what little tiny bit, we don't have a lot of dust to make this, because I've been saving my gold to buy new packs when the expansion comes out, so I have not been buying packs here just to get dust. So we're going to buy a second Devolving Missiles, because Devolving Missiles is the more fun spell to put in this deck. Devolving Missiles, we'll take a quick gander right here. It is a 1-cost, which makes it easier to play, because it only costs 1 mana. Shoot 3 missiles at random enemy minions that transform them into one that costs less. So it is a weirder Devolve. And it is, that feels more like this deck. Is this a good change? I don't know. Is it better than Lightning Storm? Definitely not. Are we going to try it out? Yeah, we're going to try it out. We're going to see how we go. So let's get right into it. He says 20 minutes into the stream. Let's do a duel. Let's start with Evolve. I am right here. You can see I am rank 10. Going through, trying to get there, trying to make my way. Devolving Missiles is a good card. I like it, Aristophan. I think it's a good card. I don't think it's better than Lightning Storm for what I'm trying to do, which is have any sort of defensive move outside of it, playing a 4 mid-cost taunt and get 2 taunts, getting 4/6 in stats spread out. But I do think it will be an interesting thing. Also, sometimes Transfer Student is offensive and defensive, depending. Let's get some game audio in there. All right, so this is a great start here in that we have Firefly, which gives us turn 1 play, because one thing about this deck is it does not have a lot of turn 1s unless you're using your coin to play your transfer student. Okay, we got Desert Hare, we got Bogstrong Clacker. As always with this deck, the sweet spot is the dream is to pull. Ooh, we have another one. Great. Our dream is to pull Evolve, and then we can coin Desert Hare Evolve on turn 3. Okay, our opponent is doing Quest, going to have a bunch of minions. Maybe Devolving Missiles would be good for that. We'll see. Let's build a little bit of a board because, again, we are hoping we get Evolve. If we don't get Evolve, a thing we can do is if we have 2 minions on the board, we can always, next turn, do the Clacker and make them into 2-drops if our opponent trades, which I assume they will. They might go face. They might just go face. No, they're not going to let us have. They're going to try to keep us from having a big board. We got Mutate, which is great. Mutate is a good way to get a jail free if your Evolves make something you definitely don't want on the board, like, I don't know, a 2-drop 0/7 that's going to clear your board for you, stuff like that. You can also use it with Corridor Creeper for an instant help. So we could clear that minion, but instead we're going to do the more fun play, which is make some 2-drops. Then we're going to look. These are not the best. I mean, we have increases in some stats, but we weren't expecting anything to be incredible here. We still have our coin. We're still looking for Evolve. That would be nice, but we don't have it. We could devolve this board, but instead, let's Devolving Missiles this board. Let's see what we get when we devolve missiles here. Okay. Better, better, better. Okay. Yeah, all right. Our opponent now has spell damage, which we don't love, but we can take care of that. And now we've cleared our opponent's board, and we can build a board for ourselves. Hello, Kalu. Welcome. Playing some Hearthstone. Now, we do have Unstable Evolution, so we could spend 5 mana here and build our board out by kind of increasing them. We will lose some of this board here with Knife Juggler, probably, statistically. Well, okay. Our opponent has the coin, so they're going to play. No, they're going to play another Knife Juggler. Okay, yeah. Statistics didn't keep up with us there. All right, so what does this board do for Transfer Student Dormant for 2 turns? When this awakens, deal 3 damage to 2 random enemy minions. That's pretty good. We could devolve this and make some trades. We could make some straight-up trades. Of course, we don't have a lot of health here, so we will be losing the board quite a bit. If we do this and this, then okay. So let's rebuild the board. Let's get rid of some cards and then rebuild the board. So our priorities are to get rid of these here. These are our priorities. And then we have... I played Devolve. I played the wrong card. I was going to play Desert Hare and then Unstable Evolution, like each one. And instead I played Devolve, which was a mistake. It ended up working out okay. But I do need to tell you that I did play the wrong card. It happens. It happens to me. That is probably going to be bad because I imagine that later we would like to have that. Yeah, okay, well, there you go. That's fine. We'll do it now. Okay, we could go defensive, but I'd rather build this out. So now we have 3 mana, so we can spend this on here and mutate as well. So that's okay. That's great. Really mess up our opponent's board, although, albatrosses, they could. It doesn't really mess up our opponent's deck here because our opponent does have the ability or does want to play minions, so maybe not the best. And then Krill Seeker, that's not a great 4-drop. Let's make this a 5-drop. You know, not the best 5-drop. Okay stats, nothing in it inside, so Death Rattle doesn't really help. As again, our opponent, this does help our opponent, but it does mean, hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. It does mean our opponent has 2 cards in its deck that they don't want, so that's good. But it does hurt a little bit because they can then play them. They can play some 1/1s for 1. Okay, well, there's another way to get some minions on your board. Although, and also, yeah, some of these minions are going to die. So you do protect yourself. Yeah, so those go away. Okay, so we do have enough mana to get rid of that. We do need to get rid of that, because that's just going to help our opponent out. We don't need that. And we'll do these and here. And now we're slowing our opponent down. So that's good. Yeah, there's some cards I would love to be able to pull out of this deck. Knuckles would be good here. Evolve would be okay. Explosive Evolution would be good because we could evolve this. That would be great. Okay, our opponent now has some rush minions here, which is tough for us. Gets through that. We are making this cheaper to then evolve it later, but our opponent does have a bit of a board here. All right. Okay. Yeah, our opponent has quite a little bit of a board. A Lightning Storm would do wonders for us. A card that, again, we do not have. So we're going to do... Strategic. We're going to make this an 8-drop. That's not the best 8-drop in the world. It is an 8/8, and it will draw us a bunch of cards. So I'm not complaining. I mean, there's an 8-drop that's a 1/1. So I'll take an 8/8 that draws a... Like, we have 0 cards right now. We can get a bunch of cards. I have played this rush deck our opponent is playing right now. And I don't mind it. But yeah. Okay. What are you going to do? Clear that off. You're going to leave the 8/8 alone and go face? Yeah, you go face. You're going to take my... Yeah, you should definitely go face. Now, we do have the help of our other Chain Gang, which is great. That is a good card to be here. And we can go through that. Also, great. We got our taunt again. Our opponent, unfortunately, yes. Now, I triggered that for them, but they... Like, it's more realistic than not that they're going to have a card. I mean, they just have to swing this in, and they complete it. So, I'm not opposed to that. Oh, Crag. Okay. Well, we prevented. No, we didn't prevent that. We didn't prevent that. If you played a quest. It's not if there is an active quest. So, yeah, we're in trouble. Certainly. We are in big trouble here. It's going to be very hard for us to both build a board and then swing, make a big swing with that board. We are going to get 8 cards pretty easily. So that's good. Although I think our opponent has lethal here. Yeah. Yeah, we're done. I didn't notice our opponent definitely had lethal. With that rush minion. Yeah, we lost. Yeah. That's okay. This deck is doing what it should do, which is, you know, I would like to stay in Platinum. We are in Platinum 10. So I would like to actually move up in Platinum, so that would be good. So let's see if we can do that. I also would enjoy not switching to my Evolve Invoke deck, which is maybe too close to a good deck for my liking. We'll see. Worst comes worst, you know. we'll switch to it. But okay, so now we're gonna try to live the turn one dream, which is or the player one dream, which is to go on turn 4. So even though having a dual class card would be great, we are going to pitch those 2 cards to replace them in an attempt to have more chances to get Evolve. So in turn 4, we can play Desert Air Evolve. Because that big swing will be good. We are playing against a... okay, well, we got Firefly, and we got Creeper back. We are playing a Priest. Devolve is not the card I'm looking for. So, I would like to have a board and get some swings in before our opponent... Oh, okay, well, our opponent is just going to quit. So, that's an easy win. I was going to say, I wanted to do this before our opponent started doing all the priest stuff that I really dislike. They did the priest thing I liked the most, which is just conceded. So that's our first win. Got our first win in. Okay. I mean, a win is a win. I don't like the disconnect wins, but I will take the I quit wins, certainly. When people just, are like timed out, that's not... I don't enjoy that. But if if you're going to take a back seat, feel free. Okay. All right, what do we got going on here? Another priest? Okay. We don't want any of this. I'm going to save a Devolving Missiles just because that could really mess up their res pool. We like messing up priest's res pool if they are res priest. And we are hoping we're not hoping they're res priest. We're hoping they're inner fire priest so they don't draw the cards they need. But all right, what does this do on this deal? Deals 2 damage. Nice. We got ourselves a little offensive defensive tool there. That's cool. We can just play that and go face if we want to. Our opponent is not a quest priest, or if they are, they're waiting. So that's good. But yeah, we're just gonna hang out here and see what our opponent does, what they choose to do. Oh, I'm repping my Spawn on Me shirt here. You check out Spawn on Me. We're gonna get some next gen coverage from our friend over there, and that's cool. Doing podcasts as part of the Fan Gamer Network. Hell yeah. Not Fan Gamer. Fan Bite. Fan Bite. Sometimes I say the wrong words. Okay, do we got a Dragon Priest here? We're playing a Dragon Priest. Who's this, Kibler? What's going on? Let's just do that. Heal that if you want, I guess. But we could go face, but I don't see the point in doing that. Just do that. Next turn we can clacker it, I guess, if it lives. Sure. Again, Devolving Missiles might be good for some random dragons that may appear. This could be a singleton dragon deck, or maybe only a couple duplicates. Okay, so is this like an inner fire dragon deck? Huh. Well, we can make that into absolutely nothing, but I feel like there's going to be more problems. And I also feel like I'm going to want to combo these cards together. The problem is, put a 3/3, opponent can heal this up and then run into it. So that's not going to help anything. Let's do it. Let's just do it anyway. You know what? Let's do this. Let's take a risk. A 5/4. Now we get a 5/4. Great. Now we got a 5/4 on the board. That's something. Really, what I would like to do is coin this Knuckles. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now I probably want to devolve this because it won't be anything special, and our opponent now has lifesteal on it, and I guess I could swing. I could coin swing and lose one of that to just be able to. No, I don't want to do that. That's nothing. So we'll do this. Yeah, we'll get a bunch of one. We knew it would be a 1/1. That's cool. And yeah, we'll go there. Really, what I want to do is I want to be able to play this with something to get a or to get a swing out of it, and then play doppelgangster the next turn. All right. So if you're holding a dragon, sorry, what is it? If you're holding a dragon, deal 300. Okay. Well, we'll play these here. That'll be pretty good. That'll give us a little bit of breathing room here. But yeah, I would like some kind of board to be able to play Knuckles with there. All right, enjoy my cards. Hope you got Corridor Creeper. Hope you got 2 Corridor Creeper. No, you got Chain Gang. You got Chain Gang. Okay. All right. So we'll think we're going to do this. Yeah, I think this is the play. Okay, that's good. That's after cast a spell, you deal 1 wound to a random enemy minion. I can get 2 whole buffs on this to do some damage. I think that's worth it. Yeah, I like that. So we'll do that. Okay, that's good. And we'll do this. That's good. And we'll make that. That's a bad 8-drop. Okay, that is a bad 8-drop. So we did get punished there a bit, but I felt like that was a good turn. We do also now have our weapon. We're hoping this priest doesn't have weapon removal. It's not really a weapon meta in Wild, so okay, yeah, cleared the board. Our opponent has 7 mana, but we do have the Doppelgangster backup play here, or next play here, so that's good. And we will have mana to make something bigger if we need to. This is a weird card, man. It's a 7-drop. At the end of your turn, you add a dragon to your hand, and it's a taunt. Like, that's just... I know it costs 7 mana, but that's still very good stats. Weird. I would love one of these to be a rush minion. None of that. Okay. Are any of these... Do we need to fix any of these? We wouldn't getting that back. We might... Yeah, let's see about this. It's a 7/4. That's good. And let's just build the board out a little bit. Kind of want to save this safety net here for something I really don't want to deal with, or something that we really don't want to deal with on our side or their side. So kind of leave that there. We've got a little bit of a board here. It's very surprising to see this again, but sure. We'd also can go wild next turn if we really want to. So let's see. Let's see what our opponent chooses to do. They have a dragon. At least they have, I think at least, they have a dragon and 1 card from our deck. But yeah, they've got quite a few things here. Yep. They have something, the Shadow Vision. They've got that dragon there. They got that card, and they got the Discovered Dragon. So they've got some stuff they discovered and some of their own cards. So, okay, I think they're just gonna swing into the. Okay, all right, that's a move. What else you gonna do? What else you gonna do? Dustbreaker. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. Ooh, alright. We can get wacky here. It's just a 3-drop, so let's do a bunch of damage. And then let's save the Desert Hare until... We'll go with that. And... Ooh, we'll go with that. That's a good taunt. Then... We get 2 swings on this. Take it. And that's a miss. I mean, a 5/5 is good to have, but as a 4-drop, that's a little tough to have a 4-drop there when our opponent could have Mass Dispel, which would be a real bummer. but we ended up with some good taunts. Okay, Psychic Stream. You hate to see that. Dustbringer doesn't really do much for us. We did draw the Desert Hare, so we will play it, and we will make one of these a 6-drop. We did get a not great 6-drop. Just for stats, having a 7/7 will be great. Having a 2/2 right now is a bummer. Having no available plays next turn, that's kind of tough. Yeah, our deck tracker doesn't know what to do with these cards that were evolved. It does know what to do with Dustbreaker, but it's like you have some doppelgangsters in your deck. You got some there's a Desert Hare, so it doesn't know what to do with some of these other cards. I think our opponent just has a much better deck than we do. We are definitely going to devolve that though. That's how is that? How did we end up worse? It wasn't supposed to be worse. I'm gonna play that. This is got a 7/7. That's way worse. Fuck. I thought the devolve wasn't terrible. I mean, yikes. Got a taunt. Now you have a 7/7. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, no, you got a big taunt in our way. Great. You gonna go face? No. You're gonna get rid of the healing. Okay. What else? What else are you gonna do? You got anything else you want? No? Okay. What do we got? We got a corridor creeper that we have to play as a corridor creeper. You might say, Pat, what would have helped there? One of our evolves. Bog Spine Knuckles. Explosive Evolution. Devolve. Chain Gang. We got actually quite a few cards in our deck that would have done better than a 2/5 for 7. Even Master of Evolution. I will take one of our Master Evolutions. Oh, cool. You got one of them. Yikes. I mean, I'm probably going to quit this in a minute or two, but... Oh, yeah. You got Lifesteal. Cool. Gonna go face? You're gonna clear one of my things? You're gonna go face. Yeah, go face. Why not? I could have a big swing. I could end up with a big swing here. It's not a big swing. We will do this. And we will see what this is. That's not good. We're gonna quit. That's not good. That's a pretty cool 10-drop. If I had other cards to play, I do not. So we'll take our defeat. We have undone our defeat against the priest earlier. And now we are going to switch things up and try out Grand Spiked. If you missed me talking about this deck, the basic idea is we are going to try to keep our 4 spells in our deck and play Spiteful Summoner or play Grand Archivist and do some big wild things to our board. Saw some chatter on Twitter yesterday about gummy Lego bricks that you can make for fun food project to build with. Huh, Lord Crashes it. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Alright, so we have already drawn one of our spells. The problem of this deck is drawing your spells. We now have Grand Archivist and Spirit Summoner, which is good. That is good things to have. We are hoping that our opponent does not have ways to keep us from building our mana and get to what we want to do faster. Novice Engineer is a great thing to see. Escape Mana Saber is awesome to play because it means that we can theoretically at Stealth on turn 5 we can play that and then play Spiteful Summoner even faster. So that's great. We're just going to try to keep things off the board here. And again, I would love to draw our Sphere so that we can make sure we're not playing our spells. But that's okay. Gotta go ahead and real quick, I got 2. ban this person, and I did. Somebody was banned. They had a website they wanted me to go to. I didn't want to go to it. All right, well, we have the mana here to play this. Next turn, even if we don't have Mana Saber, we can coin Spiteful Summoner. We are doing the things our deck is meant to do. Our opponent is drawing things, and that's a way to go. Oh, back to the Lego thing. That sounds kind of interesting. I don't know. Making food, making food things you can build with. That's kind of fun. Huh. Okay, Lord Keeper. So our opponent is some sort of combo deck. They're doing some combo stuff. We're not a Wombo combo deck, but we do some fun things. So now we have 6 mana. We're just going face, because I don't care about this 4/5. And now we will draw a 8-cost minion from our deck. Or a random 8-cost minion, because we drew an 8-cost card. And we got a 7/7. That's a pretty good 8-drop. We could coin nothing, so we will end our turn. For 6 mana on turn 5, we played a 4/4 and a 7/7. That's pretty good. And our opponent is going to clear our board. They have fully cleared our board. We now have 5 mana, and we drew one of our spells, which means that when we play on turn 7, Grand Archivist, we now have only 2 spells to draw from because it will draw it. Lord Crashington, I don't believe that I included links. I can't remember if you can put links in there. So sorry about that. I think I turned off putting links in. But feel free to send it to me on the old Twitter if you want to. But yeah, I think I banned links. Nightbot bans links. So sorry about that. But yeah, that's cool. Interesting idea. Do I like playing a defensive tool like this where I can't rush it? No, but you got to do it. Hopefully in a future turn we will be able to play these. We do run into a possibility that we might not get any benefit off of Grand Archivist, which is a shame. We got Spiteful Summoner though. Hell yeah, we can play a natural Spiteful Summoner. Let's do it. Let's go for it. What are you giving me? Another 8-drop. Okay, I'll take another 8-drop. No problem. We give less information to our opponent. They don't know about our 10 drops. We got... Oh, wow, I've never done that before. Folks, I have never done this before. We are now guaranteed to play either Gift of the Wild at the end of this turn or Survival of the Fittest. Either one will be a huge benefit to us. This is awesome. There are a lot of 8-drops. I never pulled this 8-drop before. Oh, that's so rad. Okay, so now we no longer have Gift of the Wild as a card that can get pulled, but now our cards all have taunt and they're all buffed. And next turn, we by playing this, if this survives, it will pull Survival of the Fittest out. If it doesn't survive, we can play our... Okay, it's going back into our deck. So it did survive. An issue we have here is when we play this Grand Archivist, it means that the other Grand Archivist in our deck and the Spiteful Summoner in our deck can't do anything. But it is definitely the play to make here. So now we will play our last spell in our deck. We have 0 spells left, but we have now built a single big unit. We have 2 spells in our hand, so we can always follow up. But we have an 8/11, and then all of the minions in our deck are now buffed, and the minions in our hand are now buffed. So even we have a 6/7 for 2, which is great. Okay, our opponent is getting closer to doing all the things our opponent wants to do, which is not great for us. But we can put some friends on the board here, and I think we will. Let's just build a bit of a board. Get some damage in. We are a bit of a race here. If our opponent decides now is the time to play a certain card that they most likely have in their hands. Yep, playing Anduin. I was expecting Anduin. I still built a big board in case they didn't have it for whatever reason. But, yeah. We are certainly not in the best shape here. We're not in terrible shape. So let's build our beasts even more. Let's have a stealth minion. We could have made this 2 stealth minions, but that is drawing more than I would like. If both of these stick or either stick, we do have 2 good minions here, or 2 good spells to play here. Our opponent obviously has lots of cards. We are not in a great position here. But we can play Gift of the Wild to make these buff, to give ourselves some a chance to fight back a bit. We can play Survival of the Fittest if we just want to go face and add 8 attack to our already good attack here, where they're freezing our minions. So that means we not only do we not get to draw, but it doesn't make any sense to make these 10/10s or add 4/4 to it. This is a dead card because there are no spells in our deck, so it is just an 8/8. So instead, we are going to be able to swing in, and let's just make these taunt minions. One of these is stealth, so our opponent can't avoid it, but they do have to get through a 9/9. So that's something. And always, now we're going to wait on the summoner until we Survival of the Fittest. And, shit. Fuck, it's this deck. Fuck, they're ahead of us. Yeah. Shit, shit. Do they have the whole combo? No, they do not have the whole combo. But yeah, we have a couple healing minions. We have 2 Vicious Scalehides, which are pretty buffed. But we would need to draw them right quick if our opponent doesn't have all the cards they need to just win here. But I have the feeling they do have all the cards they need to defeat us. And they are about to do so. So we have lost. I will say this. If I'm going to lose to a priest deck, I would rather lose to this instead of just about any other priest deck. I do like the decks that steal my cards and then do the inner fire combos on it. I think that's kind of fun. I don't mind that. Yeah, we can't drop below Platinum 10. So at the very least, we're going to end here at the bottom of Platinum 10 because we can't fall below it. Oof. That sucks because our deck did what it was supposed to do. Like, this is one of the best ways this deck works. It did the things it was supposed to do. It ramped through minions. It buffed minions. It played it. Our Spiteful Summoner gave us a Grand Archivist. The only thing it didn't do was it did draw 2 of our spells. So that's a bummer. And playing Twilight Runner, you do run the risk of getting that. So we want to put that back in, and we'll keep the rest here. We don't have any... why are we only playing priests? Is this where priests live? Do they just live at the bottom of Platinum? Why are we fighting priests and a hunter? Okay, so Escape Mana say were we good? So you're saying to yourself, Pat, what happens if you don't draw the 4 cards out of the 30 that you actually want? Well, you just play a bunch of beasts, and then you eventually buff those beasts if they survived with your 2 spells that are just buff cards that cost a lot. You just kind of do that. Okay, Shadowward Pain. That doesn't tell me much about what this deck is. It's not Quest. We got a Spiteful Summoner, so we have our turn 4, turn 6 naturally, keeping the coin, which is good. We can play this as something that our opponent has to, that's what we're going to do here. We are playing this as a target so that we can continue to take, our opponent continues to have to use removal. Yeah, use your removal. Please use your removal on that. Don't build a board. And then next turn, we can play Spiteful. We did draw one of our spells, which sucks. I would love to not draw our spells when we are about to do one of our cool things with this deck. Okay, you're this deck. All right. I don't remember a lot about this deck. I'm gonna say that this is the greedy deck that plays a bunch of minions and then reses a bunch of minions, and it's just a really bad time for me. If I remember correctly, we're gonna be throwing a lot of minions to just get destroyed, uh, which is not fun. All right, we got an 8-drop coming. Is it gonna be another Grand Archivist? No. It's a great one. It's a 5/7 that summons a 5/5 with lifesteal when it dies, and it's a taunt. That's a great card. I'm excited about that. This is a good card for us to have here. That is a good 8-drop for us. All right. So, okay. We can kill that. That is great. Our opponent is not playing things. Either they didn't draw it or they didn't get it. So let's take this thing out. We now have 7 mana. We could... Should we just buff our board? Yeah, let's just... Hey, we have a board. Let's just buff our board and make new taunts. Yeah, why not? Why not just buff our board? We have the mana for it. Let's do it. We've got some reload here. We got some draw. Okay. Ooh, there you go. That's not fun. I have no way to make that go away. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what this deck is. That's what this deck is, folks. This deck is a lot of destroy stuff. Yeah. Yeah. We were right to not let that live. This is our refill here after we lose something on this board. So we are going to play... that's actually... I don't want to do that. So we'll get some refill. Unfortunately, we could take... Yeah, let's just do that. Let's take 4. This would be the one that we would want. Nope. Okay. Well, that didn't work. And that's got to go. And now we have 6 mana, enough to play this. We might not have ended up having enough mana to play that. But now we also have a 10-drop on the board. What if it's that 10-drop? It's an 8/8. It's an 8/8. It's an 8/8. Okay. Yeah, that could have backfired on us. And now we're going to get another one. Yeah. That's what you're going to do. You're going to do that. You're going to put another one in there. So your res pool, and we are going to be constantly just trying to remove big targets off the board, not lose too many things, and do a whole lot of damage. Let's do transform. We're going to transform into that. So now we have another 5/2 with taunt. We're gonna build our board out here. We're gonna make your draws worse, if you get me, and then we're going to see who goes. Okay, the 2/2 went. Hell yeah. So obviously, our opponent could have things they could do to us here that would be terrible, and we would prefer they don't do those terrible things to us here. But we're going to see what we can do. Okay, that's not the worst, but that obviously cleared our board, left us with a 5/5. We don't love that, but we do have other things we can do here. We're going to get 5 damage in. We're going to make these either... so these 2 cards are either going to have... Everything's going to have +4/+4, including these 2 cards, or they're going to have +2/+2 with taunt. That's a great draw. Let's see what we get. What do we pull? Okay, everything's got +4, including all the cards in our deck, in our hand, and on the board. That's a fantastic draw. All right, our opponent just has to heal up some. And they're going to make, obviously, yes, they're going to make a 4/8. We are going to also flood our board with cards here to try to minimize our chances of losing out. We'll get some rush minions out here. We'll get some of this out here. I'd rather do 9 to face. I very much hope this doesn't die because I would love it not to... Okay, great. I'll take it. We'll get... And these are either going to be all again ++4/+4, or they're going to be +2/+2 with taunt. And it's the +2/+2 with taunt. Great. I'll take it. Our opponent could put these all, shuffle them. Okay, they're just going to play a 10 drop here. And of course it's that. Of course it's that statue. Of course it's the statue. Of course it's the statue. We could have played more minions in there. We're going to save one minion. Should I have played minions first to see if one of them died? Did we miss lethal? Yeah, probably. Am I a little tilted that that was the minion they pulled out of any minion they could possibly pull? You bet your ass I am. I am definitely tilted on that. Now we do win here, so that's good, so we did win, but there was a chance we could have won there if I had played a bunch of minions before I went into that the other statue. We got through 5 statues. I don't know if anybody was keeping track of how many statues we had to fight there, but we did go through a bunch of statues, and we still won. We beat a priest, so now we have beaten 2 priests, and we beat 1 priest because they conceded, and we beat 1 priest because we beat them. So that's good. We're probably going to switch back to Evolve in a moment, but I want to get at least one more in with Grand Archivist. Ooh. Happened there. And just checking. Oh, thank you very much, Lord Gretchen, for sending me this link. How to make your own Lego Gummy stackable snacks. Ooh, you can make minifigs too. That's fun. Appreciate that link. All right, Sphere is great. So we're gonna keep Sphere. We're gonna keep all 4 of these cards. Now, there still exists a chance that our first draw is going to be one of our 4 spells, but by playing this on turn 1, we prevent us. See, that's what happens. One of our 4 spells got pulled. We've got a fantastic draw and still ended up with one of our spells. Our opponent could also easily have weapon removal because it is a rogue. So they could be playing a bunch of cards that would make us unhappy. But it looks like not. They're just going to go for the easy face swing there. They probably have a weapon. We do want this. So basically, we are just going to try to prevent ourselves from drawing any of the spells by putting those at the bottom. And if we swung here, we would take away a durability, so we won't do that. Instead, we'll just swing it for 2. Rogues are usually mill decks. Yes, in Wild mill is we're going to get Kingsbane rogues. We're going to get Wild rogues. Maybe my hope is we're going to get your class rogues. The Tess rogue. That's my favorite. Excuse me. I love that. We are not facing either rogue, quest rogue, which is great. Cool. So now we got that. And why not play? Let's buff all the beasts in our deck. But yeah, if we're not playing against Mill Rogue, I don't want Mill Rogue. Obviously, I would prefer not to have Mill Rogue because Spectral Cutlass. Okay, all right. So this is going to be our opponent is going to be playing cards, not from their class. All right, I'll take that. That's fun. So yeah, we don't want Gift of the Wild here. We only have 3 spells for our Spiteful Summoner. So do we run the risk that it could be one of the 2 other cards? Yes, but that will put Gift of the Wild to the bottom of our deck, which will improve our odds. We got the other Spiteful. So theoretically, unless they have a way of clearing this, we will next turn be able to swing or hit anything with it, because it's not just face, it's anything. Okay, we got a little milling. Please don't. Okay, great. Okay, and now you get something that you could play to make your cutlass better. Um, all right. So hopefully our opponent doesn't have the other Oracle, so we can at least do one. We're getting one of them. Folks, we get to do one of our cool things. We do need to get rid of that. That can't be on the board because we don't want to see that play. You know, we want to make our opponent at least have to play the other one. And let's play this one here and see what we get. We get the other 10 drop. Okay, so we're going to get a 10 drop here because we got the other 10 cost mana card. And we end up with, ooh, my friend N'Zoth. I have seen the remixes of the many cards there. I think the new Cthulhu looks rad for the next expansion. I'm excited because I did love Whispers of the Old Gods. Some of my favorite decks were in that. All right, so we have a... Oh, boy. We got a secret. I don't know what secret it's going to be, but it is... Could be any secret. The one thing we'll find out pretty soon is, or we won't have it be an issue of it being anything to do with spells, because we're probably not going to be playing any spells. So we're going to pull a Grand Archivist here, which is great. That gives us something to do in the future. And all right, let's do some testing here. Not that. Okay. All right. So we got. Did you get to see the Jericho MJF musical bit on AEW last week? I did see that, Lord Crashington. I watched it after the fact, because obviously I stream on Wednesday nights. MJF has a lovely singing voice, doesn't he? Vanish. Well, now we have a N'Zoth. Now we can play a N'Zoth for none of our... Well, we don't want that. Well, we lost one of our spells. That sucks. I mean, we've got to play this, and we can combine it with that, which is that this is pretty fun. So we got to do this while we can. Oh, man, that sucks. That sucks. Of all the cards, there's so many cards I don't care about. Hey, whenever you draw a minion, you summon a copy with Rush that dies at the end of the turn. That's fun. I don't know if that card's going to stay on the board, but we also have this, which is fun. MJF's lovely singing voice. Jericho didn't sound as good, and he's a professional singer. But yeah, I thought overall, real fun. I liked it. Okay. What are you going to do with that? You're going to scheme that. All right, you're going to scheme. If you want to scheme a 5-drop, feel free to scheme a 5-drop. I mean, I know it has Rush, and that's going to change the board some, but... okay. You just made a lot of 5-cost minions. I mean, you can make your weapon... He can make his weapon bigger. We're never going to run out of weapon swings, I guess. We're going to get a Rush minion, though. Yeah, I mean, it's already a Rush minion, but we'll get even another Rush minion. That's fun. So we can do that. That's fun. And, I feel like we got to do Spiteful Summoner. We only have 2 spells left in our deck. Let's Spiteful it up. Let's make it an 8-drop. Great. Because if we play Grand Archivist, we're going to just lose that card out of our deck. So I'd rather play this Spiteful first. Ooh, 4-8. That's a great 8-drop. That's a great 8-drop. Now, our opponent does know that we have a Vicious Scalehide, but I don't really care that they know that. And we'll keep that going while we can. I really feel like that's Ice Block. I just feel like, I feel in my bones that's Ice Block. Ooh, I like that. That's fun. I mean, it doesn't help me here. I'm just going to be building a board for nothing, but that's fun. Our opponent's got to place another minion there to get some work going. But yeah, this just gets destroyed, but I think that's okay. All right, we're going to play our Grand Archivist here because our opponent could have Counterspell. So I'd rather not spend 10 mana to find out that that's counterspell, or mana bind, or Netherwind Portal, or Spellbender wouldn't matter, but whatever. I'd much rather just use this and make a bunch of taunts, and then next turn, if this lives, it'll Survival of the Fittest will play. And I think that sounds awesome. Stop vanishing my cards! Well, I have to play this now. I guess I could have done order. I'm going to say this right now, folks. I don't feel bad about that one, because who has 2 vanishes in their deck, except for our opponent, who has 2 vanishes in their deck? It's too full, but we got to go for it, because I can't risk losing Survival of the Fittest, because I got to play Survival of the Fittest right now, even though it would have been fantastic to have this go off twice. That would have been fantastic. We don't get to do that. Got to rush. We got to hope maybe our opponent, if anybody's going to have a pirate, it could be our opponent. So we'll play one of them, but we'll keep another. This is going to get frozen, but I need some health. This is the worst 10-drop to pull. I didn't even comment about how we got a 5/5. If our opponent puts it back in our hand somehow, we can always play Survival of the Fittest, or we'll play it and get a 10/10, or a 10-cost minion. Yikes, folks. Yikes indeed. Our opponent is going to make a very big weapon here, and we are going to have a lot of trouble keeping them. Oh, Joe Kim is raiding with a party 8. Hey, Joe Kim. Welcome, everybody. I'm playing Hearthstone. That's just a thing I do sometimes on Wednesdays. Our opponent is playing a better deck than we are, which happens. That just happens sometimes. We're going to try to fight it, and we're going to do our best, but let's give our beast +1/+1. We've been doing the things our deck is supposed to do here. First of all, hey, Joe Kim, thank you so much for the raid. Folks that are just joining, appreciate you being here. Welcome, welcome. I'm a model kit builder by trade. Do Lego sets and Gunpla, and occasionally some oddities, like I'm doing a Cup of Noodle model kit. I'll be working on that tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern. But every Wednesday, I like to do something else, which often is Hearthstone, or Twitch Sings, or I've been playing this Pokemon Randomizer of Emerald every now and again. But I like to do something a little different. Our opponent is going to make a very big weapon that we can't do anything about. And we have basically run out of all ways to stop our opponent from just destroying us. But our opponent's deck is pretty awesome, so I kind of want to let them keep going, because it's pretty cool. So, like, our opponent is basically, if they draw one of these and they can play it twice because of Death Shadow, they can just get through, just destroy us, like, completely. So I kind of don't want to concede. I want to let them win, because I like this. I thought this was going to be a mill deck, because they did mill some cards from us by having vanishes. I just like this deck style. This deck style is cool, and yeah. Now they didn't have to do this. They could have swung face with one of those if they had used the rush minion to go in there, but instead they're going to hit me for 13. But yeah, they could have done 4 additional damage. But yeah, at this point, like, what am I going to, like, did we have we don't have any death rattles. We had no death rattles. That's just a 9, that's just 9 attack minion. We have no way of drawing minions. We can heal up here. I don't know what to tell you, folks. I'm going to lose this one. But also, we've mainly fought priests tonight, and this is a cool, interesting deck, and I will take the lost to this cool, interesting deck any day of the week. Which I expect us to do right now, yeah. But yeah, sometimes the priest deck that is all res and it's just trying to res and it's only resing minions that when you kill those minions, something on your board dies. I will auto concede to those pretty often because those aren't fun to play against because it's just not fun. All right, let's switch to my other deck I really like playing here. This is an evolve deck. It does what it says. It does what's on the tin. I'm going to try to build a board of low-cost or mid-cost minions, like mid-tier minions, and then evolve those minions into whatever. Will that benefit me? Hopefully. We're playing Warlock here. There are some Warlock decks that are going to be very bad for me. And there are Warlock decks that will take a while to do something cool, and we might be able to get a board. We're going to keep Evolve because we want to keep Evolve. We always want to keep Evolve. Transfer Student, we keep. So Transfer Student doesn't quite fit in this deck. There's our 1-drop, so we'll play that. Transfer Student does different things depending on the board because there are a bunch of different boards. And so this one, it adds a lackey. So that's good. It's not putting it on the board for us, but that's a low-cost minion. That that's value. We'll probably play it on turn 2. Oh, great. So I'm very excited about this, folks. We are going to, quote-unquote, live the dream. On turn 4, we're going to play Desert Hare. We're going to have 3 Desert Hares, and then we're going to evolve it. This card was made for evolution decks. It is exactly what this deck is supposed to do. Because like 3 1/1s, what are you going to do with that? Well, they're still all 3-cost minions. They're all going to become 4-cost minions. And that's a big swing. That's what this deck is designed to do. Okay. Our opponent is trying to destroy our deck and mill us probably. That's not fun. I don't enjoy that. I'm glad that we didn't lose Doppelgangster because that's something we can do later against our opponent. It does mean that the things we are going to try to do here, we want to do a little faster. I like that Reincarnate. That's good. Deal 2 damage. Let's do that. That's a good thing. Now we have some offense, which is nice. Let's see if we can get taunt. No. Okay, that didn't work. We're still going to clear this off because we are going to do another turn. I don't want our opponent to be able to do more of that. We did lose a card that's good that would be nice. Explosive Evolution is a nice card, but I'm okay losing that over other cards that we might have had to say goodbye to. All right, our opponent get both their mortar coils. But we are going to live the dream. Let's live that dream. 4 drops. What 4 drops are we going to get? These are not great. We got a 3/3. We got a 2/3. That's one of the worst 4 drops you could get. And we got a 1/6, which has a great battle cry. So that's bad. I mean, this is good for, like, clearing the board. But this was not the big swing that we were looking for. And they Plague the Flamed us. So, honestly, it could have been worse. They could have Plague the Flames a good board. So let's build the board again. We are hoping to get our other evolve. We are hoping to get our unstable evolutions. We are hoping to get our Bog's Spine Knuckles. We are hoping to get our other evolve cards. Even our explosive evolution that didn't get taken out. All right, they got Dark Skies on us. Our opponent has answers. We try to build a board. Now, we can't play Doppelgangster here. I can't risk losing that. So let's play this. We got a Lackey. We got the Rush Lackey. That's good. Goblin Lackey. And let's just evolve this. See what we get. After your hero attacks, you summon a 2/2 Satyr. Now, can we attack? We have a weapon. Will our weapon Will this trigger before our weapon effect triggers? I don't even know. We won't find out tonight because we're going to make that a 5/4. All right, so now when I hit my hero power, each of us takes 4 damage. That is a card our opponent could theoretically want to get rid of. Were you going to play the other one? No. You just made 2 of my cards. So, our Unstable Evolution is going to have to get played because I do not want to lose this. I do not care about Rush Lackey. I do care about losing this. So we will play it. And we will use 2 of these. That's not bad. That's great. So, we still have a 2/2 on the board that our opponent could clear if they wanted to. But we do benefit from being able to get rid of things. I think we want to do this and do that. I still like to have somewhat of a board presence. Obviously, I would have preferred if we had pulled Evolve instead of Unstable Evolution, because I'd rather be able to use that for more than just twice in 2 mana, but I'll take it. Drink a little water here. All right. Our opponent has Defile. Okay. Not a full clear. Master of Evolution. I'll take it. Let's just do that. Oh, yeah. We got to swing first. And I would prefer to have a spare part when this goes away. So let's a 4/6. Not the greatest, certainly. Not the best 7-drop possible, but we're building a board. We got some stuff out there. We are safe from a Defile. Our opponent would have to build you have 5 minions to Plague of Flames successfully. There are other clears our opponent can do. But we have no cards, and our opponent has lots of cards. So that is a problem. Oh, cool. Hell yeah. Our opponent doesn't know. Oh, and they just conceded. Great, they conceded. Our opponent may not have known that we have a weapon. But we won. Hell yeah. We are trading wins here. I would love to get a couple wins in a row. But let's keep going with Evolve, and that's fun. Yeah, if you got any questions. Folks that came in on the raid, if you want to hit the follow button, I would always appreciate that. Thank you, Aristofan. Appreciate that. Especially if you're interested in model kit building, because that's what's going to happen tomorrow, is model kit building is going to happen. I'm working on this. It's a cup noodle model kit. It is a 1-to-1 scale. It is the 70s design of a cup noodle kit. This is an officially licensed product. We're going to put the toppings in. We got more stickers to put on. It's nonsense. That's a thing that I get to do. Give a friendly minion +1/+2. Okay, well, that doesn't super help us here, so we're going to clear these off. It's good to have a 2-drop. But yeah, and we got our Desert Hare, so maybe we can live the dream, quote-unquote, and on turn 3, coin and do the Desert Hare Evolve. We got to draw Evolve first. All right, so our opponent is already life tapping. That's aggressive. We got Evolve. Hell yeah. Turn 3. Now all we have to do is survive until turn 3. Will we play this instead of doing our totem? Probably. Especially if our opponent just life taps. Yes. Alright, so that turn 3, we can live the dream. And we got transfer students to then buff the dream after it's over. Then on the next turn. We even have mutate in case one of our 4-drops is really bad. We can make it a 5-drop. That rules. Yeah, so since the last couple of months, I have built a model kit of a machine called the injection machine, which is a machine that makes plastic parts and the sheets for model kits. So we built a model kit of a thing that builds model kits. So we did that. And then we also, here on the stream, built a model kit of a Sega Saturn which is the same line of as the Cup Noodle. This kind of best hit chronicle. That's what it's called. Okay, so that's a great 2-drop. That's a not great 4-drop. That's an okay 4-drop. That's a good 4-drop. So let's... And we ended up with one of the worst 5-drops possible. I think this is the worst 5-drop ever. Because we didn't have the battle cry. So we just have a 5-drop that is a 0-3. All we can hope for is that we can evolve it again. I should have left it a 2-3. Or we'll see if our opponent clears it somehow. Because they traded in. I assume they traded in to clear. Duels mode, and it's meh so far. It's cool that it uses some cards from Wild, but it feels more like Arena than Constructed. You can access to the mode for Twitch drops for some streamers. Oh, okay. So, yeah, Aristofan, I haven't seen okay. Well, our opponent has wiped our board. Fine. I figured that's what they were going to do. Yeah, because the only way to get duels is to... some drops from some streamers. So you got to watch a bunch of streamers that might have that. Or spend the money on the pre-order for the next expansion, which I don't want to spend all that money to do. I just don't. All right, let's just get some minions on the board. Our opponent ruined our very good board, and we helped them. I mean, we made a 2-3 into a 0-3, so it still would have happened the same way. All right, Dread. I'll take. Yeah, I'll face a Dreadlord. Sure. Do we have anything to follow up with the swing? No, but let's get some. Hey, let's get some 5-drops on the board. Let's get some 5-drops and do a bunch of face damage. All right, those are okay 5-drops. Enemies attacking this have a 50% chance to attack someone else. So, yeah, I will definitely take those 5-drops. And then hopefully we can pull either our other Desert Hare or one of our 2 Doppelgangsters for the second swing of our weapon, which would be cool. But we can also do some transfer students and a bunch of other things. Man, you mentioned Arena. You feel like it's kind of like Arena. The duels is a little bit like that. And this is definitely an Arena card. This is a card where you go, oh, it's a 5-drop for 6/5. Okay, but you don't see these in decks. That's one of the things I like about Evolve, is that sometimes I'm like, what card is that? Oh, come on. Don't have answers. You're not supposed to have answers. Then what are you going to do? Okay. Sure. I was going to go face anyway, but sure. So let's do that. And then let's... I could have made this bigger. I fucked up. But instead, we're just going to... Yeah, I definitely fucked up. I could have swung for 8, and I didn't. But... And now it's a 3/4. Now it's a 3/4. That's okay. These stats are pretty good. That's an okay 2-drop. That's a good 2-drop. That's an alright 3-drop. That's not a great 3-drop. But, yeah, that's okay. We've got some reload if we draw any of our minions. But we can also, for 7 mana, we can just play Totem, play a Totem and then evolve a bunch of Totem stuff and then give it better health. So, but we built the board. Or we're making our opponent... Yeah, okay, Shadow Flame. All right. We are making our opponent constantly have to fight our board. And that's what we should be doing here. Unfortunately, our opponent has ways to fight our board. But they still haven't built a board. So we're constantly rebuilding our board. Our deck is theoretically doing what it's supposed to do. If we draw, there are a couple draws that we bad. Devolving Missiles, that's one of the worst cards in our deck to draw. Because our opponent has no minions. I was going to say Corridor Creeper would have been the worst because we would then just be playing a 2/5. At least now we have 5 mana to make this into something presentable. Or if we get something we really want with mana left over, we can just give it more health. But we gotta see. That's not good. Last chance. A 4/5. We'll take a 4/5. We'll take a 4/5. I mean, I'm not into this 4/5, but we'll take it. We could have done the transfer, but I'd rather save that explosive evolution for another card. Rolling the dice, Aristophanes. Right, yeah. We're just rolling dice. We're just trying to build something. Would I like to build a wide board? Would I like to get Chain Gang or Doppelgangster in there? Of course I would. But we didn't draw those, so we can't. So we just got to roll the dice. The nice thing is our opponent plays any minion. We have Devolving Missiles now to help us out. Or to get through a taunt. Or our opponent can just Dark Skies. Great. You think eventually... Okay, Zephyrs. Did you use all your duplicates? You'd think eventually our opponent would run out of stuff, but apparently not. Oh boy. Oh, you have a Healing Touch. That's what it gave you. Healing Touch. We are 1 mana away from doing the fun thing that I like to do, so we can't do that. So instead we'll do this. And we'll... Devolving Missiles. We'll just do that so that... We could make this a 4-drop, but I'd rather make this a 10-drop next turn. So we're going to wait 1 more. Also, we could theoretically, this could cost less and we could do something else, but at the very least, we will have enough mana to do that. Cool. Cool. Yeah, that's the one you were going to get. I knew it would be. At least a Corridor Creeper will be cheaper. How many cards do you have left? 12. How does our opponent still have 12 cards left? Alright, well, we can add health to whatever this becomes, so let's play the cheaper one. Let's see what we get. Now we have an 8/9. We got an 8/9, everybody. Hey, remember when our opponent had like 8 health? And it was like, oh, we're getting close to lethal. No. But, again, this is not Res Priest. So I am thrilled to lose this hand. To probably lose this game. I will take it. Okay, gonna make 2 of those. Cool. Now you have 2 of those. And I've got a Corridor Creeper that I can play next turn. And a Doppelgangster. Here's the fun thing. Sometimes I might want to play 2 Doppelgangster and just have some board presence. Can't play that with these on the board, so I have to play these 2 cards. And I have to hope that next turn I get my other Evolve, or my Unstable Evolution, or Bog Spine Knuckles. And then maybe I can build a nonsense board out of nowhere. So I have, let's see, let's look at the cards that I would like to have in this. 1, 2, a half, 3. Okay, Clacker. Cool. That's not what I wanted. So we're going to make these into 6-drops, and we're going to see if it's like a half. We lost. Yeah, we lost. I'll just concede. That's fine. I took a gamble at the end. Now, look, there's an outcome in which those are both taunts, and big, nasty taunts, and taunts with lifesteal. That it's totally possible that I could have gotten some 6-drops that would have helped me there. I didn't. All right. I'm gonna go into casual, and I'm gonna play King Portal. Now I'm playing King Portal in casual for one reason and only one reason alone. Is because people who are playing casual will generally play decks that I can last long enough to try this very poor combo that is not really a combo and has no win conditions. This deck, it does not have win condition. It just does a fun thing sometimes. Now, sometimes people still play decks in casual in Wild that will just defeat me, but most of the time they're playing things that they're like trying to test out their combos. They got combos of their own. So we are looking for 2 out of these 30 cards. We're trying to draw a Dark Portal. The idea is you draw a Dark Portal. You then draw enough cards to have 8 cards in your hand, one of which can be the Dark Portal. You then play the Dark Portal on turn 4, and you draw King Pharaohs, the only minion in your deck. And Dark Portal will make that King Pharaohs cost 5 mana. So then on turn 5, you can play King Pharaohs. And then you have mostly high cost cards. We drew the Dark Portal. Let's see. So we got 4 on turn 2. Or sorry, we have 5 on turn 2, 6 on turn 3, 7 on turn 4. So we do need to draw once. We did not gain King Pharaohs. Okay. This is our backup condition to our not really a win conditions. Now the other hope is you can't draw King Pharaohs, because if you draw King Pharaohs, Dark Portal doesn't work. When you play King Pharaohs, it makes random minions of the numbers of the mana cost of all the spells in your hand. So Twisted Knowledge is a bad card to have in our hand because it is a low cost. It is a good thing to get minions and not have to draw. We can theoretically get a 1-drop and play it. We're going to take the 4-drop spell, and we're going to take Unstable Firebolt because we can play it here and played it. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Next turn we have 8 cards. Great. So we're going to make a 2 6-drops, an 8-drop, a 1-drop, and a 4-drop. And then we can follow up by replacing all the cards with random demons, because some of our spells are great, but most of them aren't great to have. But we also probably want to wait and play Galakron, which will at least give us armor. And maybe we'll play some Fiendish Rites to buff our board. All right, our opponent's having fun. We're doing different things. King Pharaohs. All right, we're playing the next turn. And we drew an 8-drop card here, which is great. A lot of times on turn 4, I end up drawing King Pharaohs, which is why we have Plot Twist to shuffle our deck again to hopefully redraw. Oof, it is rough. It is rough to not be able to do it. But our opponent is just doing battle cry stuff. You know, they're probably Shutterwalk. They did some hard. We got Fiendish Rites for next turn, so we can buff all our minions that will possibly live. Will these minions live? I don't know. We got 2 taunts. We got healing. We got an a good 8-drop. Okay 6-drop. You know, we did have that one in there. Now our opponent could just devolve the board. They only have 5 mana, so there's not a lot they can do to us right now. So we do have a pretty cool, weird board. This is what the deck is supposed to do. And our opponent conceded because they had no way to clear our very good board. So you can understand that this is not a good deck. We did get a win, but that's because I did in casual. Because in Wild ranked, this deck just gets run over. But when it does what it's supposed to do, sometimes you don't win anyway. That's kind of the best case scenario. So I do have, like I said, there's contingency plans. There's Shadow Council, which will just change all your cards. And you get some random demons. Demons are pretty good. Sometimes they're not. They're pretty good. You know, you can buff whatever you've had. We are going to clear all of this because we want our dark portal. When there are no stakes, it works for casual play. Yes. So this has no stakes, which means people will like this. Our opponent was like, I don't want to just slowly lose my health to you. I have ideas I want to try. I'm just going to try again. Yeah, this opponent playing. Now, sometimes people do take this very seriously, which always makes me mad. It makes me very mad when people take. We got our Dark Portal. Great. So we are no longer drawing cards because we have 6 cards. So we will definitely have 8 cards on turn 4. We have no need to draw any more cards outside of what we already have. And we also have Plot Twist in case we pull King Pharaohs. So we will not be doing anything. Yeah, some people take this seriously because they want to beat on, they just want to pound and win. So they'll play like net decks. And it's very frustrating. So yeah, we got 2, 4. So we do have our refresh, which is good. We got our Dark Portal, and yeah, we don't really have to do anything right now. We just have to hope that next turn we don't draw King Pharaohs, and we don't have to play Plot Twist. And we got some 6 drops and some 8 drops. That's good. We got Galakron. That's cool. And now we have King Pharaohs. Hey, there's King Pharaohs. But next turn, we've got a bunch of spells. My hope is that we don't run into... oh, no, we'll be good. Yeah, we got... Okay, good. All right. So, we'll see what we got here. Okay. 2 drop. I was hoping, whatever. But, Chrome Magnus is great. That's great. Our 5/12 is good. We don't have anything with Wind Fury, but that's all right. Our opponent's going to freeze the board as they try to figure out what the fuck they're going to do with that. And they're going to hit a fireball on not clear a minion. Now we don't have anything to do this turn. So we have some options. I'd kind of like to keep Galakron around. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to Plot Twist. I don't want to damage my own minions. I don't want to do anything there. I don't want to do that. So we don't have anything. So we are just going to pass the turn. Because I would like to Shadow Council. Shadow Council is what we do once our opponent figures out how to clear this board. So I understand and respect it. But I think that Galakron is... If we didn't have Galakron, I would have done Shadow Council right there. Also, Shadow Council is good to test for what these very annoying all these are. But let's see. I mean, one of these is most likely Flame Ward. That's why you would do that, right? That's why you would attack these, is for Flame Ward. So let's just get rid of this. Okay, and then we'll do that. Yeah, it's Flame Ward. But we do want to have some minions live so that we can do this and get a random minion, which we're going to get ourselves a 9/1. But yeah, I kind of don't want to find out that that's counterspell and waste the Shadow Council. So I'd rather do something else here, figure that out. Ooh, okay, that's okay. Our opponent does have things that it can do. And they are going to have random spells that cost less. Yeah, our opponent's been able to kind of do stuff to our board. They've been able to fight back. As I said, it's not like this has win conditions. It just has conditions. I really would like to play a spell that... Okay, great. So here's a spell I can play. All right, it wasn't counterspell. Cool. We'll play that. And we don't get that. It wasn't. It was Portal. That's fine. So we're going to play this, because I would like to play that. And then we're going to replace all our cards with randoms. These are randos. And we can't attack. And we got 2 of these. I guess we'll just play both of them. And then we'll just go face. Yeah, we got some cards here that are fun. Okay, gonna freeze that. Gonna give yourself some water elementals. Okay, what else you got? Oh, got another spell. Okay. Got some void callers here. Could do some damage to minions. We got a big old taunt and give us +1/+1. We can destroy a minion and give us some more health. We do not have a. Wait. We can do 4 damage. I think we've got to do. Oh. Wait, we have lethal. We might have lethal. I don't know if this is going to be lethal or not. We're going to find out. I wonder if this is lethal, but it's worth finding out. So let's play and see if we do. It was lethal. It was not Ice Block. It could have been Ice Block. It was a random card. It could have been Ice Block. Hey, we won 2 games in a row. It just happens that those games were both playing a nonsense deck in casual. But 2 wins in a row is the best I've done tonight, and I will take that. Folks, that is going to do it for this stream. We are going to raid. We always end with a raid, so don't worry if you're like, oh, Pat, but are you going to raid anybody? The answer is yes. Folks that came along in the raid, now we're going to continue the raid. We're going to find somebody else to go and send some love to, so feel free to come along that. Wins are wins. They are, and I will take them. I will take some casuals, no stakes, wild wins. But yeah, we're going to go and give a raid to somebody and spread the love a little bit. Feel free to come along if you'd like. Again, 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, I will continue my model kit building. We'll finish the Cup Noodle. I have a new kit to start. I believe I will be doing a kit from the year 2000 or 2001. We're going way back to an old Master Grade. Will it involve screws? Probably. Okay, I think we're going to go and raid... Who's playing stuff that I don't want to see? Oh yeah, we'll go check out Jordan playing Hades. Jordan rules, so we'll go give Jordan some love there. Playing some Hades, we'll go give a raid on that. Hades is a great game, so we'll go do that. Feel free to come along on the raid, as I said. If not, as I said, tomorrow. As I said, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be model kit building. Saturday. Hey, it's Halloween, but you're not good. Please don't go out on Halloween. Instead, come on Saturday night and watch me build. I got a Lego set. I'll show you right now what it looks like. It is, where'd it go? It is this ghost. It's a cute bricks ghost. We're going to be building that. I wasn't prepared to do the overhead, so you saw a paper plate. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Feel free to come along on this fine raid, and I'll see you on the next Build with Bear. Bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye.